Well, good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. It's time now for your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's Weather on Friday, January 30th, 2026. Today's weather forecast is brought to you by, Brandy Pike Photography. Get in touch with Miss Brandy today, brandypikephotography.com. Hometown Photography. They're on Instagram and Facebook, specializing in senior portraits. Get in touch with Brandy today. She's one of our longtime supporters here on Dr. Don's Weather. And also, don't forget to get your ducks in a row with Dukas, Jamie Dukas, for all of your insurance needs across Alabama and Georgia. Alpha Insurance, 256-831-7770 is the number to call for Mr. Dukas. All right, y'all are all here for one reason this morning. You want to know whether you're going to get snow lovers' delight going on across the southeastern United States. But there's a very serious element to this winter storm that we are about to endure, and I'll get into all the fine details here in just a minute. Here's the latest watch warning map showing that most of northeast Georgia and East Georgia is now under a winter storm warning. That warning goes into effect at 7 o'clock tonight, and it runs through Sunday morning. Those counties you see there in the pink are under the warning. So for those of you up here in northeast Georgia, that does include White County. It also gets our neighbors off to the west over in Lumpkin County, also down in Hall over in Habersham, Banks County. All of those counties you see in pink are now under a winter storm warning, which means that winter storm conditions are anticipated within the next 24 hours. And we are talking probably a lot of snow across northeast Georgia. We are talking many hours of well below freezing temperatures. We're talking about winds gusting 20, 30 miles per hour. It is going to be a frigid, cold, snowy next couple of days across northeast Georgia. Now, the counties you see in the purplish blue color there are counties that are still under a winter storm watch and a cold warning. There's just all kind of advisories out there. And we also have over in the state of Alabama an extreme cold warning and also a cold weather advisory. Now, most of our coverage area in East Alabama, West Georgia, under that cold weather advisory. And that's from midnight Saturday night through noon on Saturday, or midnight Saturday morning through noon on Saturday. We're talking dangerous cold wind chills as low as -4. That would be over there in the blue areas there in west and central Alabama. And then over there in East Alabama and West Georgia, we're talking wind chill factors as low as 5 degrees. And I believe that graphic should say through noon Sunday, because it's still going to be cold on Sunday morning. The wind may die down a bit, though. So make sure that you protect people, pets, plants, and pipes. Very important here, folks. This is pipe-busting weather. It's not so much the temperature that causes problems with your water pipes. It's the duration below freezing and the wind, and we're going to have both of those. So you've got to take extra care to make sure your pipes are protected. You don't want your pipes to thaw out Sunday afternoon or Monday afternoon, and then your house becomes flooded. That's already happened in multiple locations up here in northeast Georgia, and it's going to be a thing across East Alabama and West Georgia. So make sure you keep your home warm. Make sure you open those cabinet doors. Make sure you keep your water dripping, just a slow drip. It doesn't have to be running, just a slow drip. As long as that water is moving in your pipes, it won't freeze. So be very careful about that. Your pets, they can't stay outside during this. It's going to be horrible. And, of course, check on your neighbor. If you know someone who doesn't have adequate heat, check on them. Make sure they're okay, especially the elderly. Make sure that they are okay during this period of extended cold weather across Alabama and Georgia. All right, so the main reason a lot of you are here this morning is to see how much snow am I going to get? That's the big question this morning. And before we talk about that, I want to hit this again very hard this morning. Snow is not the headline here. It's the cold weather. We're talking frostbite weather. You got to be protected if you have to go outside. So here's the latest GFS model run this morning, and you'll see that snow that just moves right across north and northeast Georgia and then right down the Georgia-South Carolina line. The big snows are going to be over in South Carolina, but both the GFS and the Euro continuously now for about the last 3 or 4 runs have been showing a heavy band of snow sitting up across East Georgia. And in those areas, and that could be from White County all the way down to Augusta, there will be a narrow band. We're talking maybe 30, 40-mile wide band where we could see 6+ inches of snow before all is said and done. So I think generally speaking, we're talking 2 to 4 inches in most locations across east and northeast Georgia, but there could be some localized 6+ inches of snow before it's over with. All right, so East Alabama and West Georgia are saying, well, what about us? What do we get down here? I think your odds of seeing snowflakes are better this morning than they were last night. The models continue to push this low-pressure system a little bit further west and south. So I think Alabama, I'm talking East Alabama, West Georgia, maybe even over into Central Alabama, will at the very least see flurries Saturday morning. Could some locations get a dusting, maybe up to a ½ inch of snow accumulation? Yeah, it's possible. We'll watch this thing evolve as it gets underway this evening. So that's the Euro loop. Now I want to look at, that's the GFS loop. Now I want to look at the GFS snow totals, and there you go. Now understand, this is at 10-to-1 ratio. We're talking about a 20-to-1 ratio with this storm. This is going to be a dry powder snow, meaning that it doesn't take as much liquid to make more snow. Typically, a 10-to-1 ratio is what we normally see in the southeast. It takes 1 inch of liquid to equal 10 inches of snow. In this case, double it. We're talking 20-to-1. So 1 inch of snow would give you 1 inch of rain would give you 20 inches of snow. So up there where you see those 3-inch totals in northeast Georgia, double it. We're talking around 6 inches in some locations. Everybody is not going to get 6 inches of snow. This is always the case. Some people don't get as much as they thought, and others get more than they thought. That's the way this works in the southeast. So that is the GFS total snow output. And again, understand this is a model. This is not a forecast. Now let's compare with the Euro, which is one of the more trusted models. And I got to tell you, it looks almost identical to the GFS this morning. You typically don't get this much agreement between those two models, but here we are. Look at that, snow breaking out across North Georgia. Now, the Euro actually brings the measurable snow a little bit further to the west and to the south, and maybe some measurable snow in Atlanta Metro. I mean, 1 to 2 inches, certainly plausible in Atlanta, especially on the east side of Atlanta. And if the Euro is correct, we could see some scattered accumulations across East Alabama and West Georgia. There around a ½ inch of snow. I think most of you in East Alabama and West Georgia may be looking at a dusting, but up to a ½ inch of accumulation would be possible in those areas across the Dr. Don coverage area. Now, let's look at the Euro's total snow output. It's a little bit wetter, showing a little more snow here. Maybe some isolated spots in northeast Georgia hit 6+ inches of snow. Most of you, I think, if this model is correct, is going to be around 4 to 5 inches. But again, look at how far west the Euro brings measurable snow. We're talking 1/10 of an inch all the way into Troup County, Meriwether, Coweta, up there in Carroll County. It's even showing some measurable snow in northern Randolph, up there in Cleburne, and then up there around Mount Cheahaw. Obviously, at that high elevation, Mount Cheahaw will probably see more snow than anybody in Alabama. But understand, the trend has been pulling this thing west and south. And if you're a snow lover in East Alabama, West Georgia, that's good news for you. Your chances of seeing measurable snow are increasing. They're not great. You're probably not going to have enough snow to build a snowman. You have to understand this will be a dry powder snow. It won't stick together. So it's going to be kind of hard to build a snowman out of it if you do get any accumulation at all across East Alabama and West Georgia. So there you go. We've got a winter storm that will have long-lasting effects. Even in Alabama and Georgia, we're talking the cold is there for 40 to 50 hours. Up here in northeast Georgia, we may go 60-plus hours with below freezing temperatures. And then you factor those wind chill factors in there. We're talking 20, 30, maybe 35-mile-per-hour wind gust. Don't anticipate any ice whatsoever with this, North Georgia. But those wind gusts with the trees that are already damaged and those that are still hanging, we could see some scattered power outages across northeast Georgia as we get into the height of this storm. Scattered power outages would be possible across East Alabama and West Georgia as well, simply because of the wind, not the snow. The wind should keep the snow from accumulating on trees, so I don't anticipate trees falling from snow load. But that gusty wind could cause some scattered power outages. Be prepared. Just be prepared like you were last weekend. Have enough food to last you 2 or 3 days. And be prepared, especially up here in northeast Georgia. Be prepared to shelter in place maybe through Tuesday morning. And we'll fine-tune that as we go along in this winter storm across Alabama and Georgia. Current conditions at the venue at 5 Points Farms. Currently, it's cold out there. 26 degrees at this hour. Feels like 25. Wind is out of the east-northeast at 2. Humidity 89%. The barometric pressure at 30.09. Dew point 23. High temperature yesterday 48. We have partly cloudy skies. Sunrise this morning was at 6:39. The sun sets this evening at 5:12 p.m. Not going to be a bad day, though we will see clouds on the increase as we go into the afternoon, but it's going to warm up pretty good. 49 in Wedowee, 50 up in Carrollton. We'll make it to 52 in Lafayette, and Auburn tops out this afternoon at 52. As we get into the afternoon, clouds thicken up. We could even see a sprinkle or even a flurry after sunset tonight, especially up here in northeast Georgia. But the meaningful snow hangs on until after midnight, probably around 2 or 3 a.m. before we really get things going up here in the northeast Georgia mountains. And then after sunrise on your Saturday, we could see some of that snow migrate into West Georgia and East Alabama. Here's the official 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent for today. Mostly sunny in the morning, becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon. 50 will be the high. Down to 21 degrees tonight. Plenty cold enough to support snow flurries across East Alabama. Then on Saturday, it's just going to be nasty, raw, and cold all day long. Look at that. The high temperature. This is not a typo, folks. The high temperature in Roanoke, Alabama for Saturday, 26 degrees with cold conditions and a 20% chance of snow flurries. Perhaps a dusting, a half inch would not surprise me. Could cause some temporary travel problems, but it's not going. The snow's not going to be a big deal across East Alabama and West Georgia. We're headed for 13 degrees Saturday night. On Sunday, mostly sunny. We will get above freezing, but only for a couple of 2 or 3 hours at 36. So not much help on the warmth side on Sunday. Down to 19 on Sunday night. Then on Monday, sunshine 46. We still drop off into the mid-20s Monday night. On Tuesday, partly cloudy, 54, and we have a little disturbance coming through on Tuesday night, but we should be well above freezing, so I'm not worried about frozen precipitation Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, light rain possible, 60% likely during the day, 50 at night, down to 33 at night. Now, you folks up here northeast Georgia, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to watch for more frozen precipitation maybe out there on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. We are showing some showers down there in southeast Alabama around Dothan, Enterprise, stretching back down into Florida, right there along the I-10 corridor, all the way down to about Panama City. Temperatures are well above freezing down there, so there is no frozen precipitation issues down in that part of the state. Other than that, no precipitation across East Alabama or West Georgia at this hour. So, do you have your Dr. Don Thunder Buddy shirts? If you don't, you can get them over at our weather store. We've also got the What About shirts, regular Dr. Don t-shirts. We have hoodies, baseball caps, and coffee cups. You're showing your support when you make a purchase over there in the weather store. Also, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to us on Facebook, it's 99 cents a month. Folks, that's less than a cup of coffee, and it's per month. So please consider doing that. That helps support us. And if you own a business and you'd like to be a community partner with us, all you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before we do our next weather forecast. So from this point on, I have no idea what my broadcast schedule is going to be because we're getting ready for another pretty big hit up here in northeast Georgia. We will do our best to at least do some lives for you maybe later this afternoon or during the overnight to kind of show you where the snow is and where we think it may go. We'll keep you updated on whether we think we're really going to see any meaningful snow in East Alabama or West Georgia or not. And you can also follow me over on our White County Public Safety page because I will be doing live updates over there, primarily for northeast Georgia. But you would be able to see the radar and kind of get a general idea of where the snow is and where we think it's going to go. So I will be along. I will be here from time to time. I just don't know when that's going to be. But I'll continue to post on Facebook and keep you updated on when we plan to do our lives. Be safe, be warm, be prepared, stay indoors this weekend, and I'll see you sometime later on today here on Dr. Don's Weather. Thanks for joining us.